A place kind of in between many of the domains of dread that some people wandering the mist end up on. Uh, Here you did some shopping. You met the weapon store guy. Uh, Wandered into the tavern, of course, and spent some time in there. Eventually, you started picking up job leads, which eventually led you to help the group that was looking to transport goods to the latest location of the of the traveling carnival. Uh, you negotiated and are going to be paid 1,000 gold for the trip, plus an extra 200 if you encounter danger, which you have. You ran into a banshee in the middle of the water. And now, after dealing with that banshee and getting yourselves some nice rest to recoup from the attack, suddenly it starts becoming a bit lighter than many of you are used to. Not quite. It's still gloomy compared to those of you who have been always, who didn't used to be in the mist all the time. That used to actually remember sunny days. It would still be considered gloomy, but it is not quite as mist shrouded as you've come to expect from traveling between in the mists. You find yourself at a rather cold and densely packed port town. That's the wrong book. Uh, Finding yourself with bridges on either side of you, and the docks up ahead. The entire area does still seem to be a bit shrouded in a bit of mist, but it it feels like other people here are not experiencing the mist quite as strongly as you. As you look outside the off the ship and basically see people going about their business, they're not alarmed by it. Whereas you still feel this weird pull or pressure, as if you just have this innate knowledge that you really can't leave the area, at least not easily. That something will always draw you back. Which is that you are seeing a normal location, like someplace outside of the Shadowfell, but currently the Shadowfell isn't intruding on it. Coming towards the edge of the dock, where you see several brightly dressed people off to one side. The ship finally settles in and begins to offload supplies. What would you guys like to do?
Just wait, I guess, unless we want to go into town and see something. Sure what the choices are.
And help out unloading.
Yeah,
Make myself useful.
Yeah, I'll also assist, pick up some things, and bring them with wherever everyone else is going. Make myself useful for the captain.
All right.
I'll supervise since my strength score does not allow me to help. He's stronger than Kale, but just barely.
Oh, that's not good. I know how strong Kale is.
He's strong where it counts.
Devotional just watch, considering her strength's not very good either.
Kind of funny because you guys were here on the ship much longer than your new friends. But anyway.
Oh, we've already earned our place. I don't need to prove anything anymore.
Yeah. So coming up towards the ship are the individuals you made contact with back at the port of the Between. Moxie, She smiles as she sees you. Looks like you came through unscathed.
Our captain is quite good at navigating, thank you.
Excellent.
I mean, we did run into a banshee.
Oh, did you lose anybody?
Almost.
I suppose we still owe you some gold, the extra gold then. What was it we agreed to? 1,000 gold for transport and an extra 200 for in case of danger.
That would be that, yes.
All right. I will go and pay your captain, as it is his ship after all. And she heads on past you, as several other people. They all look to be Eladrins or humans from the looks of things. Are starting to direct you where to bring their supplies, the ordered goods, as they're busy setting up not exactly tents, but more like a subtly mist-shrouded marketplace, so like putting up little not gazebos. What are they called?
Like booths.
Booths. Thank you. I don't know why gazebo popped into my head, but they're putting up booths, and there's like just a weird multicolored mist that seems to be kind of flowing around your feet as you head into this area. You see the occasional twinkle of what looks to be fairy light.
Heavier's just gonna kind of like reach out and try to touch some of the twinkling, just kind of observing it.
It seems to be some kind of illusion. I mean, it's not anything. It doesn't feel any different than just standard air, but it is just glowing. All right. So, amidst the various people that you see here inside the market, you do see one or two satyrs in their midst. Also, like in fact, you do see two. They seem to be at the same booth. Uh, furry, goat-legged, horns. They're busily setting up what looks like some strange talismans.
Walk over to look at him, at the talismans.
I'm gonna walk over with curious.
Yeah, I'd also like to get a closer look.
Yeah, one of them looks up as the other one is still putting some of the talismans on display. Like, we're not quite open yet. Can I help you?
Just curious what kind of talismans you're putting up.
Oh, several kinds. We have a few mist talismans if you're interested, and we even have a talisman for retrieving lost memories.
What does a mist talisman do?
Well, the mist talismans, they help you navigate the mists, of course.
Ah.
Heavier's gonna kind of try to inspect one and see if there's anything like actually magic about it, or if it's just like a carved piece of something to make you feel better.
Do you have detect magic, or are you going to rolling an Arcana check?
I can try rolling Arcana.
Alrighty.
Probably not gonna go well, but I can try. Why is that not working? Book. 1 second. For some reason, this is not. There we go. That should work. with... No? Why not? Never mind, I'll not be doing that. I'm going to sit in a corner and contemplate my life for a second while I try to figure out what's going on with my computer. I think the Windows update recently fucked over my Beyond 20.
That
Don't
sucks.
mind me. I shall be crying internally in a corner.
Sweet boy. All right. Anyone else going to attempt to identify them, or use Arcana check?
I could. I think I accidentally closed my.
I mean, it's a shot in the dark for me, but can I try?
Sure. Yeah, there's definitely something a bit magical about them.
I'll cast Detect Magic, I guess.
And you can see that they glow with odd properties. You, Charlie, would recognize that they have similar properties to navigational tools on your ship. That, from the description, it sounds like they would serve the same basic function as those various tools. Be able to navigate in the mists.
She would say that. She's like, oh, these are neat. They would let you, like, instead of being on the ship, you'd be able to walk around with one of these and navigate through the mist without worrying too much. Now, as a out of character, I know what these are, sort of. I know how they work, kind of. Does Charlie know how they work? Probably not. He knows they.
Yeah.
I know. They tend to be specific to a domain. Like they'll lead you to a domain. I think.
Yeah, you can basically use them to get yourself into and out of certain places. Like those would be very useful for people trapped in Barovia.
I know you said you're not open yet, but how much do these cost?
Oh well, the cost, dear, it's a bit more than coin. Depending on what you want to buy. If you want to buy a mist totem, usually we buy them for a favorite memory, perhaps, or perhaps some bad dreams.
What do you do with the bad dreams?
Oh, no. Perhaps you misunderstand. Well, perhaps better to say we take them for good dreams, which then causes you to have bad dreams.
Like permanently, or
The other satyr who was busy, putting stuff on the shelf is now. They're now exchanging looks with each other.
I insight these motherfuckers. Because Jesus, that sounds sketchy. Yeah, 27.
They
What's up
are
with them?
actually telling the truth about this. This is exactly what they sell their totems for. They sell them for memories and dreams.
So you give them a good dream.
No. We take away good dreams, and it seems to cause some sort of vacuum that then causes bad dreams to happen.
Like you take away all good dreams.
So Charlie kind of rubs her chin and she'd be like, so you take, like, say the dream I always have where I invent this really cool thing and, like, I win all these prizes and I would never dream that again, but I would get something bad in its place.
Oh, yes.
does it work the same way for memories instead of dreams?
Oh, no, you simply cannot remember it anymore. Like it's how you give up your favorite memory, and like usually of a childhood or safety or something along those lines, and you can never remember it again.
I see. I was thinking about Barovia, and then he said it has to be one of your a good
Yeah,
memory. I said,
yeah.
shit.
You don't have any good memories about that
I
place.
said, God damn it. Okay,
Oh, are you looking to
I-
relieve yourself of a bad memory? There are some other boosts that can do that. And the one sailor that you've been talking to, while the other one goes back to work, takes your hand and points over at a small tent over there. Madame Ostri might be able to help you with that.
I really want to try stealing one of these off the table. I'm gonna get caught though.
Can
They're
I?
distracted.
Actually, I'm gonna have Walter run, distract. He's gonna help by distracting, and I'm gonna try to lift one of the talismans.
Oh no.
What? Oh no!
Why do I feel like these motherfuckers have really
I mean,
good
I'm a
perception?
pirate. I'm a pirate. I have to do pirate stuff,
I
right?
know. It's a good. You now have a talisman.
Can I? Can I?
I don't know
use-
which one it is, but
No.
I have one.
It's one of the missed talismans. But
Can I try
thankfully,
to
no
like
one- no one
use
at all
her
saw you.
distraction to like quick grab one as well?
Charlie is just going to be like, I think I hear the captain calling me, and she's sort of like with retreats
Shit.
quickly.
do you have advantage on that? Oh, that's right, distraction.
I'm using her distraction. Yeah. Oh fuck.
1 second.
This is so foul.
They don't seem to notice. You also have a mist totem.
They're gonna
I'm just
figure it
gonna,
out.
like,
Sucker
tuck
doing
it-
that from afar.
Tuck it in one of my many folds in my monk clothing.
What was that? Sorry, the dog just squidged under me and then came out and like sneezed really loud.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah, where's the donut? Where's your donut?
She's still trying to give it back to you?
Mm-hmm. I think it torments her. So are you just do I just put random talisman?
Mist talisman.
Unknown Miss Talisman.
Pretty much.
Is it like a carved thing or like, because I think I read that they could be like a book or they could be like a thing.
These
They
look
could be
like
an
they're-
object from that domain.
These look like they're carved out of bone, specifically like a horn of some sort, possibly out of a fellow satyr's horn, but it's kind of hard to tell. Could be a ram's horn.
Murdering their own folk and turning them into
Cannibalistic
Or-
fox.
Or just taking the horns of the dead. This could be like,
naturally
part of their
dead.
culture. You don't know.
What? I don't have anything for you. You want a piece of ice? Here. Does that please you? Go away.
So, do you two know when the carnival will be starting?
They kind of like look at each other and look at you and then shrug. Huh, you'll have to take that up with the carnival. We just members of the Litwick market.
Fair enough. Apologies. I mean, goes and steps away. He'll just kind of do a lazy loop through the market, just see if anything piques his interest.
Okay, well, you were already showed that there was a tent nearby. That part is part of the market. You see others setting up, mostly elves, but you do see what looks like a gnome with a reddish cap, also setting up a small stall full of weird knives and sickles.
I am talking to the gnome. Fuck yes.
He's gonna cut you.
I'll beat him with a stick.
He's gonna cut you.
I'm gonna duct tape a knife to my stick.
Does he know Will?
He might. the the individual looks up from his preparations and just kind of glowers at you. What do you want?
I saw you had knives. I was taking a look out of curiosity.
Got any trophies from people you've killed?
From people I've killed, not particularly.
Well,
I don't
if you don't got a trophy, I don't got anything to sell you.
So you exchange weapons for trophies of past kills.
Yeah, especially if they're bloody.
Javier gives kind of this like wicked tiefling grin as the slight glow to his eyes like flares up, and he just says, "Give me a few hours. I'll be back." And he strolls off, disappearing into the
And
crowd.
the gnomish person yells after you. It's gotta be from a murder victim.
So I have to murder somebody for this?
It's basically
Yeah.
saying it can't be from an animal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Okay.
Is it murder if you kill them in self-defense?
Well, take a trophy and try to give it to him and find out.
Yeah.
Chris, what are the odds I see any like rats around?
Give me a perception check. Are you still inside the bounds of the market, or are you looking out elsewhere?
She'll look around the market, but if she doesn't see any, she'll start heading out. Maybe if there's too much going on.
All right. So the mist unfortunately shrouds the like about an inch above the ground here in the market, making it almost impossible to see any mice scurrying about, and none of the vendors seem to be selling them or selling any variation of a mouse. I'm sorry, mice? Yeah, mice. But once you get outside the market, and like looking about the edge of the docks where the market is being set up, you do see the occasional scurrying little furry creature, scurrying between a few baskets and bundles and boxes and whatnot, and even a cat attempting to prowl after them.
Can I cast Speak with Animals? And I'm gonna try and speak with the cat.
The cat immediately looks up at you. Meow.
I can give you food, but I want you to do something for me.
The cat starts licking a paw and is watching you.
Okay, I'm going to try and describe Talisman. I can't explain it to a cat, though.
I mean, you can literally speak to the cat. The cat can like fully understand
Sure.
You're
you.
gonna get the cat to seal it for you?
Yeah.
You
So,
can't do it yourself.
absolutely not. I can offer you food, but I need you to get one of these, and she's going to describe the talisman, and she's going to point to where they are in the market.
The cat like looks over towards the market, blinks its eyes, and then looks at you. What kind of food?
I can get you one of these rats. I can get you a few of these rats.
The cat starts washing its behind.
I mean, there's stalls at the market, right, selling food?
Yeah, there's some that they're selling some of the food that you guys have brought.
If you can successfully get one of these for me and meet me back here with it, don't lead them to me. I will buy you whatever you want.
The cat stops washing itself and looks up at you. Big fish?
Whatever you want. The biggest fish here. Well, no, I'll get you a big fish, not the biggest. Just
Don't sell her, our captain.
I mean,
Technically, the
technically
captain
sharks-
is the biggest fish here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically sharks are fish. But anyway, the cat seems to agree with this and disappears into the market.
I'm gonna hope it works. I'm just gonna walk off. Stay in the general direction, but if this fucker comes running back with people mad at it, I'm gonna be very upset. Just anxiously waiting there.
All right.
I wonder what the bonus to a sleight of hand for a cat would be.
They're pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
I've got one in my arms right now, and he is probably going to. If he saw something like that shiny, he'd probably bat it. Bat, 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 bat.
My
But
girlfriend's cat knocked down an entire shelf over the weekend.
Lucky mine hasn't knocked over my Christmas tree. Well, it's a 3-foot tree, so it's not a huge tree, but still. It's not for lack of trying. So, Devotion, what are you doing while the cat is currently stalking its new prey?
Probably watching everyone trying to decide. Do I know what kind of gnome this gnome is by any chance?
Give me an Arcana or Nature check.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a gnome. They just happen to look a little similar to each other. That's what people sometimes call a red cap.
Oh.
They are very murderous fey creatures. Define unsavory individuals, Kuiper.
Muggers, homeless, criminals.
Okay. Because my first thought was you were asking about prostitutes.
Nah.
Prostitute will work. Anybody that society wouldn't notice being missing.
So you're looking to kill somebody. Alright.
No. I'm looking to make a purchase.
Yeah, there's that too.
Just acquiring payment at this point.
So there's a sudden loud meow coming from somewhere in the market, and there's a slight crashing noise, and some people yelling. That didn't seem to go off very well, Layla.
Damn.
Let's see. And yeah, the being on this side of the docks in the bay in the particular area you got that this place has been set up on. There are some alleyways nearby. Going up against what looks to be up against a fortified wall. Like a big wall leading to the inner city, and where the carnival and stuff have been set up. That's been set up outside the city limits near the shanty towns. So there's a lot of alleyways and very shanty town type places. So there's a lot of people hanging out over there, kind of eyeing up the markets being set up, eyeing up the carnival being set up, and just kind of like looking very unsavory.
Interesting. I'll just kind of keep an eye out and not really make any decisions yet. We'll see if I notice any criminal activity.
Charlie, what are you up to at this point?
I am just browsing the various booths in the market. You know, I'm always on the prowl for like tinkery stuff. stuff that I can mess with.
You see
Hi.
You see one stall near the edge that seems to have a one-eyed. It's hard to tell exactly what this individual is. Kind of looks like maybe some sort of troll elf hybrid. Not very attractive, tall ears. Just kind of staring out at you. A big nose. Well, staring down at you is more like. And one of the items that they seem to have on their shelves is they have this really weird looking jar. It has some sort of green substance inside that seems to be glowing. The top of the jar has these like two metallic like rods sticking up out of it. It kind of looks like it might be some kind of power source, perhaps, or
Like it's an old battery looking thing.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an old school battery, except whatever the green thing inside of it doesn't quite match up to. It's like not a metal thing inside to, or even like typical acid thing. It's just something green and glowing.
He's gonna point at it and ask, "What's that?"
The weird troll man kind of like looks down at it and just like kind of looks up and it's just some oddity that I picked up.
And she's like completely broke. She's like, this, I could use this. What do you want for it?
Oh, thought I'd get some of the typical prices around here, or I could charge you some gold if you're making an offer.
Kind of frowns. She's like, I really don't have anything to offer. Like she literally has no money. I don't know why she has no money. She has 0 gold on her card. So I don't know why. Why I didn't give her money.
You didn't pick up any gold from your last mission. From the split, because I thought we listed out all the money, or did you end up spending it?
I don't remember if I got. Did we split? Did we get any money from the?
Yeah, because
the last mission was the cave.
Yeah, and that would have given everyone a split.
Did we?
I don't remember getting any gold from that. The only thing I remember getting gold from was the sword.
Oh, because
I don't think we took any gold out of there.
But that's right, you just took some items and you got a sword out of that. That's why.
Yeah, I got a rope of climbing and a bag of holding.
Okay.
He's like, well, all I really have is like some various scrap metal that I pick up for projects, but I'm sure you wouldn't be really interested in that.
I guess I can also buy memories, or I could buy words, I guess, off of you.
Great, so we'll never be able to say those words again.
Oh yeah, that's how that works.
How about the word spoon? I can't think of a word.
I suppose I could sell it to you for the word spoon.
Not gonna remember.
That's what it could be. One of those things.
Say the word spoon.
That's gonna be nightmarish. Trying to remember that you can't say it.
I buy like a legendary item for the word "the" and just never use it in the campaign again.
Well, see, I don't know if I would ever use
a legendary item. You might be all the vowels can be removed from your vocabulary.
Damn. It's over.
Could you imagine?
Jeez.
Like, you just become like a Kenku?
No, worse than a Kenku. The Kenku could at least mimic people. This would be worse.
Yeah, sure. I'll sell the word spoon.
All right. He pulls out like a kind of a wooden disc talisman. Reaches out a large hand to you and says, "Oh, all right, give me your hand."
He kind of puts her hand out and
he
puts her hand
grabs
in
your hand. He looks at it. Now say the word.
And she's just like, spoon.
The image of a spoon forms on top of the disc, and all of a sudden, you can't even remember the word. It's like gone from memory, and if anybody tries to teach it to you again, it's like a black hole. You can make other words to describe a spoon, but for the life of you, you can't say the word. You can't even remember it. You can't write it down. It's just gone.
Cool. I hope that I never have to use this word in the campaign.
Hey, Charlie, you want a fork, knife, or the other round thing? What's that called again?
She just shrugs. Yeah, so I can't say the word spoon, but I got a cool weird eldritch battery.
If somebody says it to her, does she recognize what it means?
No.
No? Oh, that's gonna be a bitch.
I can't imagine that it's gonna come up, so I just can't eat ice cream anymore. Anyway.
I just need that weird scoopy thing to make my ice cream.
Yeah, I need that thing that you used to dig food with. So yeah, I'm gonna like walk off with this glowing battery thing. How big is it? Like,
It's not tiny, and it's slightly bigger than fist sized, but not so big that you couldn't like manage that. It's kind of close in size to a mason jar.
okay, yeah. So it would she would like seek out one of the others and be like, "Look what I got!"
What is that?
I don't know, but I sold a word for it.
Oh, what word did you sell for it?
I don't know.
Oh,
She just kind of shrugs. Like, I'm sure it's not important.
I mean, I guess we'll find out, yeah? One day you just forget a word and can't say it.
Sold the word help. No. I sold the word for one of my spells. I can no longer cast.
Oh no.
You can no longer say the tick's catchphrase,
Yeah.
or speak about certain bards in a certain way,
Yes, no spoony bards.
or describe a favored position while you try to sleep with another person.
yeah.
Anyway,
We could just say ladle instead.
cuddle. Yeah.
Would you stop booping me in the butt? I cannot play right now. I'm busy.
Ironic timing.
I have it on my character sheet too. I put it on my features. Additional features and traits. Can't say the word spoon. I'm gonna just sell like so many words. If I can trade words for stuff. Toilet. What other words would be like humorous?
That's how some people get into major trouble with the Fae, you know?
I'll be fine. Charlie would be like, you should totally buy some stuff. All you need is words. She's just gonna like hold the jar and like look at it and try to figure out what she's gonna do with it. Because now I have some kind of weird eldritch battery.
That is the perfect gift.
Yes. Especially given today, the new Matrix movie just came out.
Ah, I gotta see that. I really gotta see that. I gotta see that in Spider-Man. I hear Spider-Man's phenomenal.
Yeah, I've got my tickets for Spider-Man on Saturday.
Apparently, the whole Tom Holland
No
sex
more, no
scene
more,
was a
no
little
more.
much, but-
Hey, no talking.
the sex scene was a little much, but eh. 45 minutes, but they do them. I haven't fucking seen it. I have no idea. I just love bringing up shit that may or may not be somewhere in it.
The 45-minute sex scene may or may not be in it.
You never know.
Uh,
Just rubbing one out for the memory of Tony Stark. And, you don't know.
God.
Oh, shit! I keep forgetting to stream. I'm
To
sorry.
say, we're streaming, you know.
Sorry, Twitch.
No, I've heard
It's never been PG-13.
No,
Come on,
no,
I
I've heard
play in
fa-
these games.
No, I've heard far worse on other streams, so I guess it's okay.
Oh man. At least you don't do it as like a whole monetized thing.
Yeah. No, but yeah. Anyway, so you're busy watching people. They just seem to be down on their luck. Some people are now watching you in return.
You're gonna get murdered.
Devotion and Layla, what are you doing? Layla, the cat has not returned.
I'm actually one of those people watching Kyber, actually.
All right, so you're watching Kyver getting watched by by people in the shanty town.
Yeah.
If I just very, inconspicuously walk by, how fucked does that shop look? Like, what did the cat do in there?
It looks like the cat didn't get that far. Like the cat was probably trying to climb up the side of the booth, and that you got
Is
chased
the cat
away.
now a small pelt?
No,
Okay.
but you have no idea what might have happened to the cat. It might have been caught in another booth somewhere.
Or eaten.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep walking around, see if there's any other interesting booths. If not, just do a quick walk around.
There's so many interesting things. Give me a Nitro or Arcana check.
You said nature or arcana?
Yep. Yeah, all sorts of just like elves of different shades and like some other weirder people, like satyr type. Like you saw the satyrs, you saw that weird gnomish guy with the red cap on. You saw that weird kind of either really ugly elf or a rather domesticated looking troll. It's hard to tell.
Yep.
Another booth, and just basically see people with like all the way in between.
Is that the dude I sold my word to?
Yeah, that's the dude you said the word to. You also happen to notice as you're like doing a circuit that outside the range of the market there are other tents going up and other people that are just casting weird glances back towards the market.
They're casting weird glances towards the market?
Yep.
I'm gonna stop wandering on my own. I'm gonna try and meet up with the others.
You're trying to meet up with the others. Roll perception check.
Sure.
You see Kyver looking very shady, watching the people across the way into the shanty town. You see Devotion watching Kyver, watching the people. You see Charlie cuddling that new mason jar full of weird green stuff.
Oh god, okay. I'm gonna just do a quick jog up to Devotion. I'm also gonna start watching Kyber. just observing to see what he's doing.
Kyver, probably by this point you could feel the eyes digging into your back.
Well, if I see the thing I'm looking for, I'm gonna try to slip away out of people's notice and um, retrieve it.
Well, what are you gonna do about the people just staring at you?
Slip around a corner and try to stealth away.
Well, there's not exactly a corner handy, not where you're standing. To be at a corner, you're gonna have to be right in the middle of all those people that you're trying to watch.
I can slip into an alleyway, not the one they're in, and then
Well,
fly
it's not
over the
it
building.
it's
I don't
I
know.
think you misunderstood my description. It's not really an alleyway. You're looking at like a shanty town full of alleys. You're kind of staring at an area where you can actually see several at once, but there's just people that are now staring back at you.
Hmm.
People are watching you.
I'll just casually meander down a couple. I'll just walk down an alleyway and kind of
Okay, devotion
find a corner.
and Layla, what are you doing?
Well, as he starts to move, I'll subtly try to move with him.
I'll follow along. I'm gonna try to be less obvious about it though. If I could like blend in with the crowd or
Give me
whatever.
stealth checks then, all of you.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, Layla is very sneaky. Kyver is barely sneaky at all. He like keeps tripping over something on his feet, and he hears like multiple voices calling, "Hey, who goes there?" Unlikely he's going to be able to find what he's looking for.
He's gonna be like stumbling around and kind of switching to a more, hey, I'm a drunk out of towner. Just stumbling around using his natural techniques to appear severely intoxicated.
Roll me a performance check.
Do I get advantage because it's literally my subclass?
What's your subclass?
Way of the Drunken Fist?
All right. So what are you doing, Layla?
I'm watching because this is shady as fuck and I'm just curious. I just want to see what's happening. Like, I'm nosy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a couple of people down the alley that he's come down. Just kind of like glance at him and just seem to evaluate him for a moment, and then kind of like depart, keeping away from him.
I'm gonna see if I can like attract the attention of a possible mugger before heading like around some kind of corner stack of boxes and like loudly proclaiming that I gotta take a piss.
All right. Meanwhile, while you're busy doing that, Charlie, what have you been up to?
I am still trying to figure out what to do with this jar because honestly don't know what else she would be doing. She's got a new toy. She would be completely fascinated with it.
All right.
Other than maybe like I have those bean bullets, but I don't want to use them yet.
Mm.
I don't know if there's anything else that would really catch your eye. She's kind of fixated at the moment. Yeah. Unless there's a clown. She'd shoot that with a bean bullet.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, great. Do I perceive any clowns? Oh, wait, nope. That's performance. Sorry. I don't think she'd be very perceptive anyway, because like she's focused on the jar.
Do you have advantage on that?
No, I don't. I accidentally rolled
Okay.
advantage.
All right.
I'm gonna get eaten by a clown now, aren't I?
No, you're not. You're not gonna get eaten by a clown. Are you going back to the ship, or are you staying on land for the moment?
Yeah, I might go back to the ship because that's where my stuff is.
Alright.
So I might go mess with this jar on the
Alright.
ship.
When you get back to the ship, the captain hands you a pouch with 100 gold in it, and that's your share. If you want to spend it here, you might want to.
He's like, I already sold a word for this, and she just holds up the jar.
Hmm. Oh, they're allowing you to sell words, are they?
Yeah, I thought it was better than memories. I don't have many of those to begin with.
Yeah, the mist can easily take it out of people. Where are the rest of yeah, the other three?
She's dragged somewhere back there. And she's like, oh, I got this too. She holds out the talisman. I don't know where it goes, though.
This could come in handy. You handing it over to him?
She's showing it to him. She's like, do you know how to figure out what realm it's for? Because she knows he's been in here longer than she has.
Could run a few tests, see if it needs to be added to the wheel.
Sure. I guess if she's capable of doing that, she would see about getting to work on that, I guess. I don't know if she's capable of doing that or if that's something he does.
He said he'll take care of it, so it's okay.
Okay, so yeah, she'll hand it over. if it could possibly take us to a new area that we can't currently access.
Someplace that could get us rich. Find some more people that are not in the guild, so to speak.
Yeah, she'd nod, and now that she has money, she might actually just go put the jar down in her little workbench area and head back to, I guess, shop. Not really sure what she'd be really interested in buying. I think if there's anything like a regular carnival or their games and stuff.
Well, the place that you've been hanging out in is the market. It looks like the carnival, which is right next to it, is in the process of setting up tents and
They're not set up yet.
right. Give me another perception check.
Yeah, I think she might wait for the carnival itself to open up. No, she's not. She's jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be like, they're not done setting up yet.
Try to remember what word you no longer have.
Yeah. She just basically be like, well, I'm just gonna wait for them to finish opening the since nothing else in the market would have probably caught her eye. She's gonna go screw with the jar until the carnival itself is open.
All right.
She's gonna go tinker. Get electrocuted a few times, you know. Her hair is frizzier than the last time you saw her.
All right. So the other three who are in the slums at the moment, please roll me perception. You start hearing the sound of someone speaking out in the streets, a little bit close to the alleyway, saying, "Yes, come one, come all, come visit the carnival. There'll be plenty for people to do and plenty for people to see."
Is my ploy working at all?
It doesn't look like anyone's coming into the alleyway. other than Layla, who's watching you, almost invisible,
I'd come into the alley too, probably.
and Devotion, who's more visible.
Well, if nobody's falling through the ploy, then I'll eventually act like I've finished and stumble out of the alley back towards the carnival. Once I get mixed in with the crowd, I'll just stand upright and continue on my way like normal.
Yeah, passing by, you see a human man dressed in what looks like mage's robes and a top hat. He's like exclaiming to everybody who will listen about how good the carnival is and how everyone should go. And he seems to be leaning over towards somebody, looks like a young girl, and is whispering to her, and she's like watching him with wide eyes and giggles.
You get kidnapped.
After Kyver decides to cancel whatever he was about to do, I'll make my way over. Does it look like it's open right now, or they're just calling for people to show up to the carnival for later?
It looks like this guy is like their pitch man. Perhaps they're, somebody that goes in and is trying to gather up business.
I see. Okay, I'll follow over to him and just listen to the pitch, try to get as much information about this carnival as I can, just passively listening.
It's like there are many. He says there are many a tent in the carnival. Each is only 2 copper. Each performance is so inexpensive. Bring the family. I am the man with no soul, and I can prove it, but only once you get to my tent. And there are many other wonderful acts. There's Alte, the werehair, who, under a full moon, turns into a large rabbit. But
Is it a full moon tonight?
no, it's not actually. But every other time, part of the month, she is both an accomplished poetry singer and a dancer. Quickest tongue in the carnival. And then there is Amelia, the vampire. With big leathery wings, she flies across the stage from ring to ring and doing acrobatics in the air. And don't forget about Charlotte, the fire eater. She has flame for blood, claiming to be of a devilish descent. Of course, with those horns of her and that deep red skin, that's easy to believe. Well, she is all fire.
It's like describing our party.
My viewer is literally like, those 2 motherfuckers are tieflings. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Large leathery wings as he looks at his own.
Well, Devotion's thinking about the same thing.
Like, you asshole.
Celessa the snake will perform an exciting dance for you and her collection of serpents. Why, she herself claims to be a snake in elven form. You need to come see her. And of course, there's the wonderful Hall of Horrors, put together by our own Professor Pacali. I'm sorry, I'm having pronunciation issues. Pacali. Depending on pronunciation, it's either Pacali or Pasali. You'll have a great time wandering through the tent of horrors. Of course, every once in a while, someone of a weaker constitution might just pass out. Hope to see you there.
Ivier's eyes light up with a mischievous thought.
So we could all run away and join the circus.
Yeah, that's actually a possibility.
All right. I'm gonna make my way over to the tents.
Yeah, I'll follow. Not really following him, but heading towards the tents.
See.
Standing outside the tents to the carnival, pointing at people who are taking things off of various wagons set up nearby, is what looks to be a half giant. Not exactly a Goliath. I mean, Goliaths are half giants in and of themselves, at least according to the listing of them. But this guy looks like maybe he came somehow of some other giant stock. Though how that came to be, and with him still being otherwise humanish, is hard to tell. But he is quite tall, about 8 feet, and seems to be just directing people around. Like, yep, you, there! And just calling out various names, which I do not have on the tip of my tongue. They're like, not non-necessary information sort of names. Saying,
NPC
put that
name.
there, put that there. That goes to that tent. And when he sees you guys approaching, he kind of looks down at you for a moment and says, I don't think you work here. Are you looking to speak with me, or are you here to see a solid?
Came to see what this show is about.
Oh, well, the show will be later. We have to finish setting up first. He kind of
Ah,
glances over in the direction of the market and just kind of rolls his eyes. Looks like the Litwick market's already got their things out and make people think that the carnival's already open. Kind of shakes his head. So, what show are you looking forward to? Or are you just coming to see us set up?
I just want to find out what the actual shows are, and then I will decide.
Oh, well, our current acts are well, Tyndall. He's probably out somewhere, hyping us up. He's our best hype man. He
The one with
he'll often give out tours if you're willing to pay him. Then we got Alti. She's a singer and dancer. We have Amelia. She's an acrobat. We have Charlotte, the fire eater. We have the organ grinder, if you want some music. We have Celestia, the snake. And of course, we have the Hall of Horrors. But that's not that one there is not a performance. You walk through at your own pace.
what about the vampire lady?
Well, Amelia. Do you mean Amelia?
I don't know her name, but I just heard her described as a vampire lady who could fly from around.
I imagine she is currently practicing. And he kind of points towards a tent. Over there.
Can Kyvier make his way that way?
It's one of the taller tents and wider tents.
He's gonna try to slip in.
Yeah, I'll head in as well. Well, actually, when does the carnival open? How much longer?
Not till tonight, he says again.
All right.
And right now it's bright outside, so it's probably like noontime at the moment.
And I'll go wander back into the market and just look around and see if there's anything that looks interesting.
Yeah, more of the market stalls seem to be finished being built, and more people are manning them. So the only thing odd amid the market stalls is, of course, the one tent that you were pointed to at one point. The rest of them just seem to have weird items and talismans and what looks like exotic. I'm trying to remember the proper name for it. Like exotic, like leathery goods and like bone carvings and all of that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'll go over to where the bone carvings are and and look at them.
I mean, there's bar carvings all over the place. Like there's different
Oh.
there are different booths with like items of leatherwork with weird designs on it, or bone carvings with weird designs on it. It's hard to describe it, but it's like it's not all one booth. It's like they're all over the place.
Okay, I'll go to the closest one.
All right. What are you trying to look for?
Well, just looking to see what they have. Essentially, I'm not sure what. Yeah, just something that grabs her side, I guess. She's not really looking for anything in particular, but anything that seems to be odd, I guess.
Uh, I imagine it's all odd to you since this is all foreign goods.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's true. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
But it's not like you stopped by like at the like the typical big box store or whatever in your town. This is the like you went on holiday and you've gone to like Alaska or Hawaii or whatnot, and are seeing like native goods for the first time or something.
Yeah.
That's just a way of describing it. Sorry.
It's okay.
Or vice versa for that matter. Like you're basically seeing stuff that you've never seen before, but
Yeah. I can't really think of anything that would be interesting other than she's just looking for something, but
so one of the Eladrin at a booth kind of like smiles over at you and kind of waves a hand and says, are you looking for something special, dear?"
I am, yes.
"What about a love potion?"
A love potion.
"Mm-hmm."
I don't think that's something I want.
"Oh, that's too bad." "You look like someone who's lost. Perhaps a memory charm."
A memory charm, what do they do?
Well, they help you recover lost memories. But a
Oh,
lot of people traveling to the mists tend to slowly forget themselves and eventually fade into, well, various unsavory creatures.
most of my memories are bad because I was persecuted in my youth for what I am.
Oh, and what are you?
I'm a tiefling.
And people persecuted for an act of birth? What a horrible
Yes.
place you came from.
Yes, I did.
Then perhaps a forgetfulness charm.
What would that cost me?
He seems to think for a moment. Do you have anything interesting to offer?
Not really, no. I can cast magic. Would that help?
Oh no, dear. That won't help at all.
Don't really have anything else.
Hmm.
You don't need the word spoon. Get the whole party to forget the word spoon.
And then make one of the riddle answers the word spoon.
Oh no. So while Devotion is here, what are Kyver and Layla doing?
Layla would have made her way back into the marketplace. She's just watching and observing. She's not looking for anything. She might listen in on conversations, see if she hears anything.
All right. Kyver?
Kevir is essentially making his way into the tent with the quote-unquote vampire, which he believes is literally just a tiefling.
Uh, a half-orc standing just outside kind of puts up a hand and says, no one's allowed to disturb the performers. The tent will be open for business in a few hours once nightfall hits. Until then, it is not good to disturb her.
I was directed by the hostess. I am one of the people who helped move the goods here. I have a delivery specifically for her.
Roll deception check.
Hmm.
I don't think you have met the hostess. Kind of glares at you. Be gone with you.
He's gonna shake his head. She will hear about this, and then as he's like walking away, as he makes his way
If
like
she
out of
catches you
direct
lying,
line of
she
sight,
will kill you. I've seen her do it.
as he gets like out of direct view, he's gonna loop around to like the side of the tent and try to like crawl under the tent flap
Oh no.
to try to like sneak in anyway.
This party needs more adults. Give me a stealth check.
Come on, man, I'm good at these. Please work. Fucking hell.
You hear an ee noise as a small monkey suddenly latches to your leg as you get on all fours.
Can I kill the monkey?
You want to attack the monkey?
Is it like a small little like? Does it look like it's part of the act, or is it just like a random ass monkey?
Considering you're in a very cold climate, it's unlikely to be a random axe monkey.
I'm just gonna try to like quickly snap the monkey's neck and like tuck it into my cloak so nobody can see it.
Oh my god.
Give me an attack roll.
We're just launching like a full round of attacks at this thing.
Give me an attack roll.
Just one, or
Give me an attack roll.
yeah, first one's a
Alright.
13 to hit.
Yep. And as you do kill the monkey, there is a very strange noise from somewhere nearby. Then pound, pound, pound. And as you look up from the corpse, you see a rather large and somber looking clown.
Oh, you pissed off the clown. You found the clown.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna take to the skies and just fucking disappear around the corner before it gets a good look at me. Just fuck the clown.
Those of you who are nearby to the carnival, you suddenly hear pandemonium.
So I would look up from trying to pick something up. What's that?
I hear murder. Somebody yelling, "Murderer! Murderer!" And somebody else. This weird. It sounds like an accordion screaming. It's a very strange noise. But it looks, the people in the market don't seem to be really affected by this. In fact, those of you who are standing in the market currently can hear weird snickers. But those of you who are in the area of the carnival, it's not good.
As soon as I'm like over that first tent, like out of sight, I'm just gonna drop down and just instantly try to blend in. Just like making my way through the crowd of fucking away from the cloud, like, oh shit, shit, shit. Found the cloud, guys!
So what are you doing, Devotion?
Well, I would excuse myself and say I need to find out what that is.
And her and the half giant you had been talking to a little while ago is also running in that same direction towards Amelia's tent. As people are gathering, you see a clown that is silently weeping, half sitting on his accordion, over the body of a monkey. And
Oh, I took the monkey course with me.
Oh, well, he would. He's just weeping at the ground then, but he's weeping and he's just drawing up. Basically, he's lifting up a little hat that fell off the monkey when you killed it, and is just kind of showing it around. And this half orc who had been standing at the front of the tent is like, did that monster do this? There was this there was this shifty looking tiefling that was trying to get into the tent.
A tiefling trying to get into the tent.
Once a soul that hears about this, that one's dead. She will take off his head, just like she does everyone else who causes trouble here. Nepenthe will taste blood again.
And
Sorry.
did you see?
Pronunciation.
Did you see what this tiefling looked like? I know we all look.
And describe. You don't look anything like him. And he describes Kyver.
Niches get stitches. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, well. I'm sorry for your loss.
At that moment, a rather dark-skinned Eladrin comes forward and says, "What is this? What is going on here?" And everyone kind of backs up a bit as the clown is still rocking there silently with the hat in his hands. And the guard from Amelia's tent says, "Isolde, we have an incident. It seems that a guest to the establishment has committed a murder. We can't find the body, though. He just seemed to have taken it with him." And he's going, "It wasn't one of them from the Litwick market. No, it was some strange tiefling." And there's this dark look that comes across her face, and she just like pulls out this flaming sword from her side. "Well, once we find him, he will taste justice. No doubt he's someone that the caller has sent to harass us. We will find him."
The caller seems like an interesting folk.
Who's this caller?
"My enemy," she says, looking at you, and then she pauses. "And who might you be?"
My name is Devotion.
That is an appropriate name. I am Isolde. And this is my sword. I'm sorry, I have a hard time pronouncing it. I will type it out to see if you guys can do better. Nepenthe. I do not permit this sort of Nepenthe. I do not permit this sort of violence that's being described to me to exist inside the bounds of my carnival. All of those who do such actions must be killed.
Just wanted a magical sword, man. What the shit? As a note, Kavir is like beelining for the ship, and as soon as he like if he makes it there, he's immediately gonna like lock himself in one of the cabin rooms and just start like going to town with his disguise kit, like trying to completely change the way he looks.
Charlie, if you're still on the ship, you probably notice him running on board at this point.
I turn to the captain as I go past and say, "If anybody describes me, I don't exist." And he disappears down into the belly of the ship.
The captain
too busy
tosses
messing
you
with-
100 gold at that point and goes, "Oh, this is not going to be good."
I
She's
catch
trying
it and it's
to-
like I just catch it and continue on.
She's trying to upgrade Charlie's battery with the jar. Or not Charlie, yeah. Walter.
Nice.
Mm. Yeah, so actually, after hearing all this, I will probably head over to where the red cap is and see if Kyver's there first.
I mean, you did murder that monkey.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually. I need to not look myself because they have a description.
Well, I don't know that in character, essentially.
I will play. I'm planning on making my way there, but after I like fully disguise myself, like top to bottom, new clothes, fake whatever I can, tucking my wings in, like a inside of clothing so they're like not seen, and then I'm going to take the body of the monkey and just render it like unidentifiable. Like you won't even be able to tell it's a monkey at that point.
Would would any of that get Charlie's attention, or is she just 100% devoted to the battery?
She's trying to upgrade Walter.
All right. Give me a tinkering check for upgrading Walter.
Oh, let's see. What do I have?
I think intelligence will go with this.
Yeah, hold on. I think I closed my character sheet back. I always close the character sheet by accident because I can't be trusted to keep character sheets open. Let's see. Character sheet. Tinker's tools. With intelligence.
It doesn't seem to be working. You might need to do some more research before you can combine your pet with this battery.
Kind of sighs, and she's like, I wonder if the carnival's open yet.
But
Yeah, I
they-
guess
Oh, go ahead.
yes, she would put her stuff away and like start start cleaning up to head out.
All right. Layla, what have you been doing since the commotion at the carnival?
I would have said she probably would have walked up towards the carnival, trying to keep to the crowd, saw that it was a clown, and then noped out before she could get much. Yeah, and is just kind of, again, wandering.
At some point, I imagine that if you're back in the Litwick Market, I imagine that you and Devotion cross paths at some point after that. As Devotion goes back to the stall with the red cap and does not find Kyber.
So, found anything interesting?
You might say that, yes, I suppose.
What did you have to trade? What did you get?
It's more of what happened now.
And what is that?
I think that's a red cap over there. I can point to the gnome.
Does Lila know anything about red caps?
Give me an Arcana check. Nope, you've never heard the term before.
Now, devotion, let's say I don't know what that means.
Think of a very murderous gnome who likes to kill people.
Gotcha. Okay. How do you figure that? What's up?
Well, I saw Kyler talking to him, and then this murder happened. I think he may have killed somebody for that thing.
I'm sorry, murder? I wasn't. Like back at the tent, the carnival?
Yes, one of the monkeys was killed, apparently.
I see. And you think Kyver did it? Why?
I don't know. That is a red cap.
I mean, how bad is it for us?
Well, obviously, if the circus wants his head, then they probably will come to our ship eventually.
Hmm. I mean, like, I don't want to be a snitch, but should we tell the captain? Like, so that he knows?
Probably should. Not that I really care what happens to Kyver, but sure.
I think it's more just so we're not caught off guard if they do
That's
come
true.
to the ship.
Good point.
All right, I'm gonna head back to the ship, but I'm gonna do a quick sweep, see if I see Kyver like hiding anywhere.
I'll
Alright.
head there as well,
You'll
actually.
probably notice Charlie leaving the ship as you're coming back, given the timing.
Hey, Charlie.
It's like she looks back, I guess, back and forth between Devotion and Layla.
Have you seen Kyver?
She said, "No, I've been playing with that new toy I got. I was trying to upgrade Walter."
Oh, okay.
An unfamiliar elf-looking person walks past you without a second glance and just heads topside.
How did you remove your horns?
Afro
Afro elf.
elf.
Well,
Oh.
there are a lot of types of
I mean,
elves in there.
he's coming off of the ship though.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
you've
he's
never
Charlie would
literally
be
seen
like
it
like,
before.
"Who's that? Who's that
He's-
guy? And what
he's
was he doing on
literally-
the ship?"
he's walking out of this room here and just passing you guys, whispers a brief word to the captain and departs into the crowd on the dock.
Who are you?
I don't know if we would let that pass, being
No.
people who were on the ship, and like there's a random person just walking off of our ship.
Do we need a 5-minute, 10-minute break to get any water or go to the bathroom at this point? By the way.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
rush
think
the bathroom before
Layla
it's
just BRB'd
Alright.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we can cover
fuck.
that. We can cover that in a minute. In a couple minutes when we come back.
This has gone downhill so fast.
Yeah, I'm like, I was studying up on Isolda, and she's like, okay, anybody who causes trouble, commits a crime in her carnival, not in the market, not in the market, but in her carnival, is going to get killed because she is incredibly vengeance-minded.
Dude, I thought it was just gonna be like snap the neck, stuff it in my coat, disappear without
I
a
was
word.
I was making rolls, and the organ grinder was looking for his monkey.
Oh man. Comes around and the clown just looks at me holding like the like snapped body of the monkey, just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Now here's the only good news. He can't talk.
Yeah?
However, he might be he's pointing and gesturing in agreement that the person who at the gate at the guard who believes it was you that went around the side because he somebody was messing with Amelia's tent. Well, it's probably the same guy that was trying to get in there. The decision that anybody would make. That's why you don't want to try to sneak in 5 seconds after you talk to somebody about getting. Because
The good part is they only have my description,
Yep.
and because I'm proficient
Yep.
with a disguise kit, that can change.
And you just have to hope that your friends don't rat you out.
Snitches get stitches. We're a pirate crew. Whatever I get from the freaking red cap, we'll see if we can sell it. It'll be fantastic.
All right.
He's essentially carrying like.
I need to get water. That's why I was calling the break.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll just carve it in a bit.
Welcome back. I'm back too.
Welcome back.
So that took a turn.
Yeah, it did.
A little one.
It'll be fine. It'll all work out. It'll all work out in the end.
Looks like we're
Waiting
still
on
on
Emily?
Charlie.
No, Charlie.
I'm here.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
Okay,
I am
then
muted.
that means everyone's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys were talking about you see a strange elf coming out of the ship and you immediately stop him because he's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Who are you?
Don't worry, my guys. I'm just doing a little business. I'm on my way to talk to the captain, and I'll be out of your hair.
Captain
You were already in the ship, coming out of the quarters. What did you steal?
So talk to the captain on the way in, and I didn't tell you nothing, I swear. And he gives you a
I'm
wink.
gonna frisk him.
Just deception.
Was that deception?
Yep.
That's
Terrible at insight.
Yeah, roll insight.
I'm terrible at insight.
Yeah, not buying it.
motherfucker.
I buy it.
Devotion's like, sounds good.
Charlie's gonna frisk this dude. She's gonna send Walter to crawl up his pant leg.
She comes across a sack of mystery meat.
That's concerning.
It literally looks like ground hamburger at this point. A little chunkier, but you get the picture.
Layla, are you there too?
I am.
Are you inciting this dude, or are you trusting Charlie to be like, this dude does not belong here?
No, she trusts Charlie, who's been on the ship. She doesn't know anything about the ship, so defer to you.
Okay, so we got this guy hanging out in the crew quarters with weird meat. What are you doing with this weird meat in the crew quarters? It like I'm gonna peer past him. Is it like a bloody mess in the crew quarters from like butchering an animal?
No, he was pretty careful about it.
Yeah.
I mean, does he have to do a survival check to prove that he was quote unquote careful about it? Because there is no careful about butchering an animal.
I mean, a
if you don't
monkey's
know how to
pretty
do it.
small. You just put it in a bag, tear it to shreds. It'll be fine.
Grizz, you're muted if you're saying anything.
No, I'm just listening. Do you guys come up with solutions? So
You might notice, since you just got very slightly higher, you might notice the faint glimmer of the bluish purple flicker in the eyes.
Is
Very
there
friendly.
is there blood in the quarters? Like, is there like obvious that he did the butchering in there?
Well, that's up to him actually. And if he wants to say no, then he's gonna have to roll a survival check.
Uh,
You can tell that kind of it hastily cleaned up, but upon inspection, there's still some remnants of there was something cut open here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody should get the captain. She's gonna, call or yell out. I mean, assuming he's somewhere on the ship. Yell out, Captain! We got a stowaway or a infiltrator or whatever you want to call this guy.
uh,
The captain starts heading towards discussion. Kind of folds his arms, looking between the group of you.
Xavier just kind of sighs.
Charlie just points at it and like, this dude's doing weird shit with meat in the crew quarters.
Zing! Okay, I gotta post that in the quotes. Where the fuck did that channel go? What the fuck? Am I stupid? Where
I
the
forgot that it's palindrome day. I knew there was a reason why I had to remember what today was. But I'm waiting to see if Kyver is going to give it up or if the captain is just going to render a decision.
where the fuck wasn't there a quote channel?
No, there's we put stuff in the 5E channel.
Ah, never mind then. He's literally gonna look at the captain and just be like, and just resort to his normal voice and just be like, I can explain later. I need to take care of something. I'll be back. It won't fall back on the crew. Don't worry.
it already has.
Yeah, let's pause for a moment because everyone knows that a tiefling went around and killed a monkey.
They saw a
The cap-
tiefling. They don't know it was
the
me. I am
captain-
fully disguised.
The captain looks over at who now we can recognize as Kyver due to the voice. Why did you kill a monkey?
It was split second. It was finding me out. I was trying to talk to something, but now I can use it for a thing to get a possible magic item that will better the crew. It will be fine.
Did you make a deal with that red cap?
What is a red cap?
It's an evil gnome that murders people.
Oh, I've never heard of a red cap before,
Yeah,
but there was a.
Do I know what a red cap is?
Nature Arcana check.
23.
23 Arcana check. Yes, you know what a red cap is. They are basically evil fae.
You know why their caps are red, right? They use the blood of what they kill to keep their caps red. If their caps like dry out, they die. I heard. Like, and that's what I know about them from like.
Would he
like,
know
lore.
with a 16? Like a little bit about red caps?
Like, that's sort of familiar. It's like something about mushrooms. I think you failed the Arcana check on red cap earlier. That's why I'm saying
I
that.
don't know. No, I don't think I made one earlier. I just kind of talked to the guy and walked away. I was like, all right, cool. I didn't really question it. Somebody was like, bring me a trophy from something you murder. And I was like, all right, sounds fair. It will be fine. It will be fine.
The entire carnival is looking for a tiefling.
But I am not a tiefling. And he kind of does a, do you see? It will be fine. I'll be back in a bit, and then I can stow away. It will be fine. Nobody will know it was me.
Look at the captain.
You do realize you're never going to be able to like show your face in this circus again. We like just lost like.
Well, if we ever have to deal with the circus, then I can disguise myself again. It will be fine. How often do we run into the same circus? And he just kind of gives a look to the captain, like, is this a regular thing for you?
The captain kind of looks back and says, not on this circus, but I have heard of it.
And it shouldn't be an issue. By that time, they would have forgotten my description anyway. Tieflings, we all look alike.
No, we don't.
You have
Yeah.
wings, normally.
Yeah, we really don't. Would this damage our reputation among mistwalkers?
The captain...
Like, does word travel around among mistwalkers?
It's hard
From
to
what
say.
I've heard, they haven't linked us. They haven't linked the tiefling to this boat. So as long as they don't see me as me on here, that is not an issue. Which is why I was trying to slip in, disappear, and slip out again.
You're gonna have to stay disguised every time we go out, because like I asked her, is like, do mistwalkers talk amongst each other?
That's why the captain's like, not really.
Not really.
Only at the pretty much only at in between the port of the in between.
Yeah, but like, is that gonna screw us at the port? Like,
Unlikely.
he's gonna have to disguise himself every time we go to the port.
It's not like the carnival goes there.
But if that chick is that hell bent, I don't know.
It will be fine. I can change myself slightly every time. It won't be an issue. I can get a mask. It would be very nice. Could be spooky and have some kind of monkish thing on it. It'll be fine.
Folds her arms over her chest and is like, I'm not sure about this. But then again, I'm not in charge.
The captain kind of like looks at that. Do you wish to vote him off the ship? He asks.
Well, let's let him go run his little deal and see if he survives it, and if he doesn't, then we don't have to worry about that, right?
The captain nods. Very true, but if he attempts to bring it to harm to my ship, I can simply throw him overboard.
Captain, I would never. You have been nothing but good to me. I would not damage that in any way.
Then be careful what you do out there in the more, shall we say, civilized areas.
He nods and heads off, making his way through alleys away from the carnival and like staying between like that the border between like the alleys and the market, just kind of unnoticed as much as possible.
Alright, so give me a stealth check. And what are the rest of you guys doing?
Raleigh's gonna be disappointed because she's assuming that the carnival is gonna be like all up in arms, so no carnival.
Right. That's what I'm worried about too. But
I mean, sure, everything there's gonna be hokey and stupid, but still fun.
yeah.
Alright, so you're just stealthing along. What about you, Layla?
She's going to stay put on this ship. She's not going to keep wandering around.
Let's just sail away while he's not here.
Then you don't get paid.
You
I already got my
paid.
money.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I'll make my way to the
Eh.
quarters. Just see if I can clean up whatever is left in here.
You clean up the monkey guts.
Sure.
Imagine he's gonna hand this dude a bag of ground beef, and he's gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
He's gonna walk up and very discreetly just kind of pass it over and be like, it is fresh, it is causing a scene, and it is very personable to somebody. So to you, it should be valuable. Now, what can you do for me in return?
Alright. Now what sort of weapons does Kyra typically like to use?
Normally a quarterstaff. Sometimes a spear.
And yet you were interested in the daggers and sickles this guy was offering?
I can use simple weapons.
Alright.
I can use a short sword or simple weapons.
I'd take it a dagger falls into that category.
Yeah.
Okay, he grins, and you can see that he's dipping part of his hat into the bag of like blood and guts that you just gave him. This will do nicely. And he plucks up a red stained dagger from his display and offers it to you. It is a +1 dagger. Basically, a magical weapon in case you need magic to hit something with something magical.
Pretty much. He just kind of.
He's got his fists. You know they're magic, right?
Yeah, technically my fists are magic.
Yeah, well, you could throw it at things, and because a dagger is a throwable weapon.
I can fly. I can throw myself. Nah, I'll take the +1 dagger and just kind of nod to him. I trust that is satisfactory.
It is.
And he looks at the hat. Then it is pleasure doing business with you. And he
Hear
discreetly
the cries of outrage from here.
enjoy them, my friend. And he makes his way back into the more unsavory crowd, placing his payment back into his cloak. It is a +1 dagger. Beautiful. Alright. He'll just slowly make his way back to the ship at that point.
All right. Now that everyone's back on the ship, what do you wish to do?
Well, I hear the carnival is lovely. Shall we go watch? We were offered to enjoy the night at the carnival.
Kyvir, you really shouldn't be going out to the carnival where you just murdered that monkey.
But Kyvir is not.
Okay, that works up until the point that we look real close at your disguise or your accent slips or something, and then it's an issue.
Yeah, and even if I do go, I ain't going with you. I don't want to be associated with you if you get caught.
Then you can go and enjoy the fun time, and I shall stay here.
Somehow, I don't think the carnival will be going tonight, but we could go look, I suppose.
Yeah, Charlie will be like, yeah, I guess I could use some time to unwind and let my brain cool down. My best ideas come when I'm distracted. So she'd at least go to check out the carnival.
Yeah, I will as well.
She's not a shady tiefling at all.
Well, strangely enough, Devotion is a shady tiefling.
Javier is just gonna chill in his room with Reggie for the night. Check in with the captain at some point and just kind of like let him know how it went, show him the dagger.
All right. And the other three are headed back in?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna see if anything's happening.
Are you going now, or are you waiting till nighttime when the carnival is supposed
Well,
to
yeah,
be
when it
open?
opens. We would go when it
Yeah.
opens.
It seems that while the killing was a setback, as it upset one of the performers, the carnival is still going on as scheduled. You see people from the city coming in, paying a few copper here and a few copper there to visit various attractions. You see that one mage dude that some of the Charlie hasn't seen this guy before, but it's like a human man, kind of like in magey robes, like waving his hands out and saying, "Please come, come. For 2 copper, I will take you all on a magical tour. Tell you everything I know."
Everything you know.
Well,
Charlie
okay,
will bite. It's 2
not
copper.
everything, not everything. You know.
Yeah.
It's 2 copper, right? So that's
Yes.
yeah. I'll bite. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh god, now I got to figure out how to break 2 copper off of 100 gold. How many silvers and a gold?
99 gold, 9 silver, and then
And-
10 copper minus 2, so 8 copper.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, she'll give him the 2 copper and be like, "All right, I'll bite."
I'll give him 2 copper.
All
Gives me 2
right.
copper.
Come with me,
Hello.
friends. Come with me. Remember, each tent requires an extra 2 copper, so I hope you have your coppers ready. And the first tent.
Technically, for the crew, it shouldn't because we were promised.
You were promised by the Litwick Market, who isn't actually associated with the carnival, like they claim.
Fucking assholes.
The-
Scammers!
Fine.
Now I
That's
don't
fine.
feel bad.
It's a couple coppers.
I took their monkey as retribution.
No, the monkey was was from the carnival.
I stole their Miss Talismans.
Yes.
Yeah, it's inside.
So, our first stop is Alti, the werehair. And you hear some people gasp of it, going, "Ooh," and it's like, and someone else going, "What's a werehair? Never heard of this before." Yes, indeed, under a full moon, which unfortunately we do not have tonight, she will turn into a humanoid hare with big ears. It's such a sight to behold.
I
But
wish I knew the
normally-
Moonlight Spell.
He takes you into the tent, and there you see a small woman, a halfling, who's wearing a nicely fitting a dress of some kind, like something you might dance in. That's just nice and proportional for her size. And she starts dancing around, and she begins to sing in a way that I can't. She's kind of doing like the I guess what the best way to put it, like rap singing. It's like singing in raps and rhymes, and is capturing people's attention as she just does all sorts of twirls around her stage. And just occasionally stop and just start like looking at the crowd, and like point to somebody and start rapping and rhyming about them. Hearing them
As a
giggle.
partial bard, this is entertaining for Charlie.
Mhm.
I unfortunately did not take any in performance, or I would attempt to have a rap battle with her.
Oh, that would
Did
be
not take
hilarious.
proficiency in performance. I am
Somehow I
disappointed.
ended up with it, and I don't know how. Oh well.
At the end, she gives a bow, and Tinder in the back, Tyndall in the back, claps as well. And he says, "Come, friends, come! Let us go to the next attraction." Everyone starts filing out. Do you stay or do you go?
I'll follow him.
I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the next performance, we're going to the tent of Amelia, the vampire. But don't be afraid, friend. I've never once seen her bite anyone. She takes you into the largest of the tents, and a woman comes out on stage. On stage, she looks a bit elven, with a little pointy, like slightly pointed ears. But the most startling aspect of her anatomy is the pair of large leathery wings, which she spreads out wide for you, and to the oohs and ahs once again. She definitely does not look like a tiefling. She doesn't have any sign of horns or hooves or tail or anything that belongs to the tiefling anatomy. She just has wings. And
she's elven.
she is very pale, and she looks vaguely elven. Yes.
Oh,
She flaps those wings and shows off, going all the way up, and then she starts flying around and swinging on various bars that have been in those. I forget the actual name for them. The those hoops that hang down. Are they just called hoops? Rings, maybe.
Yeah, the rings.
Yeah, rings, and flying between them like just because they're just gliding off using her wings and this, so getting a lot more air than one normally would with just flesh alone. She looks very pale, like very much as one would expect from a member of the undead, and very somber, but you can catch snippets of her grinning broadly from time to time. But whenever she lands, she once again adopts a more somber attitude and gives you a bow. Thank you for coming. May I see you again, she says. As people start to clap nervously.
yeah.
Tyndall in the back is clapping as well. Are we ready for the next performer?
Sure.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Charlie does not know what to make of a vampire lady.
Well, yeah.
Give me either perception or investigation to study the vampire lady closely.
Let's see, which am I better at? It's probably even. Maybe investigation.
Looking closely as she turns away, you can tell that this is just an act. The wings might be real, but the skin tone is all fake. It's some kind of powder that she's been applying to. In fact, most of it seems to have rubbed off during the performance, and she's hastily trying to reapply it.
She would elbow devotion and point that out. So the wings are real, but the skin tone is not.
Interesting. Well, you have to earn money one way or another, I suppose.
Maybe she's like a dragon blood sorcerer or something.
Or one of those very rare elves that used to live in Faerun. I don't remember their name, but they started with an A.
No idea.
So you get escorted to the next tent, which has Charlotte the Fire Eater. Inside, you see a tiefling with bright red skin and flaming red hair and a long tail. In her hands and in her tail are all daggers which are lit on fire. And as you enter in, she gives you a bow, and then she starts to juggle with them. Her tail, her hands, juggle, juggle, juggle. And then, as you're watching, she tilts her head back and catches one of the daggers in her mouth and pulls it out. Flame 3. Then she catches the next one in her mouth. Flame 3. The last one. Flame 3. And she gives you another bow. Says, I see that I have not given you quite the performance that you're looking for. Well, I challenge any of you to light something on fire and give it for me to eat.
This would be the perfect time if anybody knew this fireball spell.
Well, I know Firebolt, but yeah.
What are you going to light on fire? Everything.
I'm gonna light a crowbar on fire and give it to her. No, just kidding. I don't know.
I can light a torch.
I've already burned the hair off of at least 18 hecklers in the past. Come on. Don't make it 19 or 20. She looks around.
I don't have a way to light it on fire, but I want to take one of my pies out of my little confetti pouch.
Do one of your companions have the ability to light it on fire?
I got a tinder box. I don't know if it catches.
Yeah,
Alright,
I mean,
go for it.
I don't have a, don't believe I can prestidigitate it on fire, I guess. That lights fires, right? I can
Firebolt.
instantaneously
Firebolt,
light or snuff out a candle, torch, or campfire.
Yeah, I'm here also hearing the word firebolt being tossed around.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it. I thought you did. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Alright,
I'll
versus
light one of my
station
pies
fire.
on fire and give it and hand it over.
She grins. Ooh, I've never had a pie before, and she winks at you. And then she immediately sticks it in her face, and there's like flames looking around, and she starts going to town on it in a way that some of the parents are not that happy with their young children.
Okay then.
She licks she removes it from her face, just licks the flaming cream off of her face before rubbing it off of her eyes and gazing at you, Charlie, and gives you a wink.
Charlie just blushes. Like, I feel like since Kale was such a perv, like Charlie has to be a prude to make up for it.
So some of the people, I said again, with the young children have already exited the tent. They're now waiting outside.
Charlie's just like, I gotta go. She like would dart out.
Tyndall's just, all right, folks, enough of Charlotte's time. Next tent.
Right.
As you get towards the next tent, you hear very sad organ and accordion music mixed together.
Assuming we would have had
Well,
a dancing monkey if
yeah. The organ music itself is not, really isn't sad because it's like always the same music, but the way that the accordion music is now mixed with it is just so sad that it's making everything sound sad. As you step in and you see a very somber clown with tear-streaked makeup, just just standing there with an accordion playing it sadly, as some weird-looking creature is just kind of also slowly grinding the organ. There is like one bird that seems to be a bird or bird-like creature. It's like, it's mostly got feathers and it kind of looks like a chicken, but it just there's just something off about it, and it's just sort
Is
of
it an abyssal chicken?
maybe, but it does have feathers. Abyssal chickens don't have feathers. But they, but it is kind of like dancing slowly in place.
it's the replacement for the monkey, and it's just not feeling it.
Possibly. The clown is just, you can see the occasional tear fall from the clown's eyes as it continues to play its sad accordion. And Tyndall says, well, folks, this here is the organ grinder. He plays all sorts of instruments, and, well, usually the organ grinder itself, and, tonight a very sad accordion. I apologize for the state of the affairs here. There was a tragic incident earlier with one of the performers. And it kind of like gives a somber moment, and you hear a couple children start crying as a result too. And it's like, but don't you worry. Our leader, Soldad, will hunt down the miscreant and put them to justice. And you hear children going, yay! As a result.
There's a reward. I mean, I am a pirate.
Now, the animals in attendance, usually there's a guessing game that goes along with them, but unfortunately, one is gone. And you hear the clown just kind of slows down on the accordion and starts weeping it. And Tyndall says, well, yeah, so unfortunately, on to the next tent! And you leave behind the very sad clown.
Can I try to catch the clown's eye for a second?
You could certainly try. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna pull out Piccolo's little fur coat that I made
Aww.
made them. And I'm gonna offer it up and I'm gonna give him a very understanding look. I lost my monkey under different circumstances.
The the silent clown grabs hold of your hand and just kind of rests his head for a moment on it before taking the coat.
She freezes up in fear for a second, but then she'll nod and say, I'm very sorry.
You've befriended one of the world's most dangerous creatures.
Great. She's going to give him a nod, and she's going to head out with the rest of the group.
I mean, you at least have the solace that Piccolo didn't die. We just never got him back.
It was a hole in my heart, though.
Yes, Piccolo has left a hole in your heart. So, on to the next tent, folks. And to lead to the next tent. So there's the snake! And an elven woman dances onto a stage. She's dressed in all green, and draped along her arms are snakes of various colors. She kind of dances side to side, much like a snake, and just passes the various serpents around her neck. And it's just all sensuous and mesmerizing. And there's this music that is very much like you might hear in a region where there's such things as snake charming. Dances in place for a moment, swaying back and forth as it's hypnotized, and then she moves along again. And as she stops, she smiles. Her eyes seem to have elliptical pupils, and says, "I too am one of the snakes, but I am trapped in this elven form. I hope you've enjoyed my performance. Perhaps one day I shall regain my true self."
I'm gonna cast a spell magic on her. No, just kidding. I don't have it.
Interesting.
Although I might cast detect magic. I'm curious if she really is a snake person.
Well, she is glowing with magic. Various kinds of magic, usually mostly nature based. It's unclear if any of them relate to shape change. You just feel like she has the potential to change shapes, but not necessarily that she is trapped in a shape.
Interesting. Charlie doesn't want to go there to watch the act. She just wants to like pick them apart.
And finally, for the last performance, the Tent of Mirrors. And Tyndall the Barker escorts you all inside, where you see yourselves reflected over and over. But there is something a bit disquieting. Give me
If
either.
if my magic eyes are still up for 10 minutes,
It doesn't seem to be magically related. Give me either perception or intelligence checks.
Oof.
trying to decide. I think intelligence slightly better. Even though I could have Walter help me perceive. No.
Yeah, none of you are noticing it. As Tyndall just stands in the middle of the tent with mirrors all around, and you all just kind of like stare and back into the mirrors and are just like looking back and forth, and like you know that there's something wrong here, but you're just not getting it. Until one of the children looks at the Tyndall, looks at the mirrors, looks at Tyndall, and says, "You're not casting a reflection." And Tyndall just laughs and says, "Yes, I cast no reflection. Isn't it amazing? And it's because that is because I lack a soul. Oh, woe is me."
Is he from Barovia? No, just kidding.
It wouldn't necessarily have to be from there to be a vampire.
Well, that doesn't mean just because he's missing his soul. We saw him out during the day.
That's true.
And you can. There's lots of reasons why you couldn't have it. There's people in Barovia that weren't vampires that had no souls.
Yeah.
you for being here, folks. Please, if you wish to check out more of the more of the carnival, the Hall of Horrors is nearby.
We should
Pay a
totally do
visit
the Hall of
to
Horrors.
Professor Bacali and see his amazing creations and finds.
Right.
I think I'm gonna check that out because Charlie's into weird shit.
I will too.
It sounds interesting.
By the way, how much am I down a bunch of money from those tents or?
Let's see. So that's like 12 copper altogether for all the tents.
I can do
So
that.
that's 1 silver, 2 copper.
Six left. Okay. Yay. Okay. So yeah, what's the tent of horrors cost? 2 more copper.
This last one, it's 3 copper.
Yay! I'm
Okay.
gonna go stare at weird stuff some more.
I will too.
All right. All right. So, standing at the front of the tent is a human man. He is rather old, but not quite elderly. Bespectacled, and looks like he has resting grumpy face. Either that or he's just always grumpy. His arms are folded and he gazes at you. You coming in?
Charlie will nod and just put down her coppers.
I will as well.
Alright. Try not to touch anything. It's not good if you touch anything in there. If you break something in
Right.
there, well, it could hurt you.
Charlie's a toucher.
Inside, he has various taxidermied creatures that you see up front. Several of them are monkeys, oddly enough. And one looks like it is a monkey that has been spliced in half and has the back half of a fish sewn onto it.
So a Fiji Mermaid.
Yes. He's definitely the sort that would have a Fiji Mermaid. It's like, well, welcome to my hall, he says. I have curated these things from all across the worlds that we've visited. Anywhere the carnival goes, I have been able to collect new specimens. Like, he gazes at each of you. Tieflings. And he looks at Layla. Yeah, an elf. Not sure what I can do with you. At one point in the time, these things were considered rare, but depends on where you go and who you talk to. Carnivals like this bring out the rare in people.
Charlie's just like, yeah, our boat's full of tiefling.
And tonight I've heard rumors that a tiefling murdered one of the organ grinder's pets.
Terrible business there, wasn't it? Isn't it?
Well, anyway, it's no matter of mine. I just heard them talking about that, and so going off on a rant. He figures it has something to do with her rival. But anyway, you're just here to see the show. You're not here to talk to an old man, now are you?
Right.
Well, over here is one of my favorite cabinets of curiosities. It has various soil samples from various worlds and even from the elemental plane of Earth itself. See various rock and minerals and what?
Want to touch him?
I wouldn't touch them. Some of them are very toxic, and that one over there even glows when you look at it wrong.
He's like, I got a cool glowy thing back on the boat.
Looking at the soil samples. Any from Faerun?
Well, we're on Faerun now, so probably.
Ah,
This one over here is from some volcanic disturbances over in the elemental plane of fire. That place is so full of volcanic gases you wouldn't believe it, so it's rather pure. This stuff over here is some rock and mineral crystals from a far off world. I forget the name of it. My label somehow fell off. He grumbles. Oh, and then he takes you to another display shelf, which has a lot of little mechanical potentially toy like apparatuses, things that Charlie might very much like. With
Charlie's like, ooh,
with springs and all sorts of cool stuff.
I want to touch them all. I just want to upgrade Walter.
Here are some of the stuff that I worked on while I was at the can't pronounce it. Brauslava Institute. I will write that down for you. They
where
didn't
is that?
appreciate my. Oh, it is in the domain of Darkon. Have you ever been there?
No.
Well, if you like weird stuff, you might. If you're interested in the institute, you might wish to go there.
Wait, so do they make stuff like this all the time there? She would hold up Walter. She's like, I make stuff like this too.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Well, it depends. Hold on one second. Try to remember exactly what the Darkon Institute has. Well, they didn't quite appreciate my work, as you understand, so they might not care much for that. But the Institute does have its interesting features. Where is the Institute on this map? God damn it. Sorry. Like, I had it the other day when I was researching stuff, and then, bam, I suddenly realized that I misplaced my marker for it.
I know one of the other Dark Lords kicked Strahd's ass. Was it Darkon?
It might have been. There's a reference to it in one part of the book, and I forget
Yeah,
where I
like,
read
he
about
gets
it.
his ass kicked by some other Dark Lord at one point.
But anyway, it's it's got a lot of magical places, and yes, the Institute might have some more of this kind, but they didn't like my designs. They do mechanical, and they do magical reanimation, but not as much as some other places. Wait, did I write down the wrong place? Let me double check something. Like, I wrote down a bunch of notes with like my own spin on them, and I'm just wondering if I miswrote where. Yeah, it is in Darkon. I was actually reading it directly from the book. Got it. It's just not in the reference information to Darkon. It's not in one of the things. So it's like, yeah, so they do have some of that, but ever since the disaster went on in there, they've mostly been focused on growing crops faster and whatnot. No one appreciated my ingenuity anymore.
Oh, I read something I shouldn't have. Eee.
About the carnival?
Something about Nepenthe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Well, we'll be done here soon, right?
Yeah. There was a reason I started shaking my head at what Carrier was doing.
What?
You pissed off a Dark Lord.
Oh. Heh.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
It'll be fine. I'm safely on the boat. We're getting out of here soon.
Yeah, if she finds you, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Never met that guy in my life.
Anyway. And then he walks around another corner, and you see a bunch of jars with little homunculi in them. Each of them, like, it's like tapping on the side of that, like leaping up and down, like as if they're trying to get out. And each of them looks quite bizarre. And these are my pickled punks, as I'd like to call them.
Pickled punks.
They really don't look like they're pickled. They're still moving.
See all the little lumps on them like that? They look like pickles to me. And they grew out of my body from little lumpy tissue like that.
Charlie is like leaning forward to tap on the glass and then like recoils in revulsion.
Yes, I wouldn't do that. If they get out, they will, well, they've been known to tear people apart quite quickly.
Oh god, is that what Rick's gonna summon if he uses that spell?
Which one?
The one that he got from the one vendor that summons a deranged homunculi?
Actually, yes.
Oh. Oh dear. I shouldn't give him that magic ink, should I? I shouldn't let him put that in the spell book, should I? I'm going to. All right then, pickled chunks of flesh that come to life apparently. Ooh.
Oh, yes, it was the result of an experiment gone wrong. Or at least I managed to bottle them.
You have to be really careful when you pack up your tent, huh?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, they're not a danger to me, understand. They if something happened to me, they would cease to be too, since they are technically a part of me. But, no, they are quite a danger to other people.
He just nods and looks like not disgusted, but just like, nope, nope. But nothing like my homunculi. A nice little wind-up guy.
Yeah, your guy is very cozy and chummy. These guys look like they'll tear your face off.
I mean, Walter can go into attack mode, especially if I can upgrade him.
That would be fun.
I'll have to figure out what I can do to upgrade him to make him interesting but not overpowered. Anyway.
The professor just kind of stares at you guys. He goes, oh, is there anything else I could show you here? Anything else you wish to talk about, perhaps?
I don't think I have anything to ask him about.
Honestly, I'd really rather get out of here. I don't know, you just told me you took this from part of you and put them in here and you're calling them pickles. I don't...
They look like pickles to me.
Well,
Have you tried eating one?
Not that kind of pickles.
kind of makes a face and he's like, I bet they'd be really chewy.
Ugh. Hey,
Meanwhile, what's Kyver doing during all this? Is he just with them, or is he somewhere else?
Oh, he's been chilling at the boat the entire time.
Okay,
He's not setting foot anywhere near this
I
shit.
just wanted to double check. Got it.
No,
Layla.
he's helping around the boat and shit.
Good plan. Layla, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
she's. Can I leave? Are we allowed to do that? Because
Yes. Why wouldn't you be?
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna leave. Okay.
He just watches you go.
Oh.
Charlie's gonna shrug and she's just gonna like kind of like just look around the tent and maybe scrutinize the little wind up things he's got a little bit more. She's looking for ideas because she's got that battery. She's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, eventually I would follow Layla out.
You know what? If I swing back through the market, I don't have a book. I want like a sketchbook for ideas. I don't have one up in my inventory. I should have given her one, but I don't have one.
I imagine she actually has one, even if you don't have it in your inventory currently.
Yeah, I
because
think she would have probably had.
She's the sort of character that would be
Yeah.
a must for the character. So.
But yeah, she would like just like be looking at like scrutinizing the things and making little sketches in her book. So yeah, she's gonna linger behind to do that.
So, if I recall right, two of you have mist totems, and I believe Charlie is the one that ended up giving her mist totem over to the captain, or is she just
Yeah,
not
I
another
gave.
person?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I gave it to the captain. Yeah, because
Okay.
he said he could put it on the rule.
Yeah, Kevir was going to, but then she did first, so.
So, Kyber, do you still have yours?
Yeah, I still got mine.
The carved talisman, is kind of in the shape of a shield, with a wyvern and lotus emblem on it.
Cool.
So just make sure to write that down.
It's hang on. Let me go to the unknown mist talisman with wyvern.
The shape of a shield that looks like a wyvern, and that looks like it's embossed with a wyvern and lotus emblem.
A wyvern and lotus emblem. Okay, will that mean something down the line?
You'll find out.
Fantastic. It's gonna fucking kill me, isn't it? Great.
Probably an indication of what domain it can go to. But...
Yep.
Ah, true. Unknown mist talisman shield design embossed with wyvern and lotus
Yeah,
emblem.
and yours, Charlie, looked more like a piece of bone.
All right.
With a bit of, like, minerals embedded into it.
I'm...
Alright. So you guys are leaving the Hall of Horrors?
Yeah, like I said, Charlie would linger around for another like 10-15 minutes to like sketch some stuff. And then she would head out.
You notice by this point, after the soft openings of the performances, that there are various booths and games open at this point, along with a few stands that are selling food independently of the nearby market. So you got like your like popcorn and cotton candy and funnel cake sort of things.
Ooh, yeah, I'm getting some cotton candy.
Yeah, I will too.
And Charlie would play some crappy games.
Yeah, I kind of want to go play some games.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like, with your entertainment buying at around the circus, you could probably mark off another 2 silver for each of you for various games and various bits of food that you're ingesting and while you're having fun at the carnival.
Okay.
I'm gonna use you as a book wrestler if you're gonna sit there. So how long do you think you guys are going to stay at the carnival tonight?
Probably like an hour or two. Like, I wouldn't stay too late.
Yeah. So,
I have batteries to mess with and like stuff.
So the three of you end up having fun and a good time, and your poor companion is stuck in the ship, worried for his life.
Yep.
So you guys come back, possibly still with some cotton candy, maybe with like a stuffed snake or something, like stuffed plushy snake, not a stuffed real snake,
Yeah.
draped around one of your
Yeah.
necks or something like that you won as a prize.
Okay.
Well, here's the
And
question: Do I know that the carnival is a domain of dread in its own, in character?
probably you might have heard of it before.
She would just like mention that. She'd be like, that's got to be one of the way more fun domains of dread.
Domain of
Not as
dread.
much not as much things trying to kill you.
Uh, hmm.
Ugh.
The first mate just kind of like looks at you over Carly and just lets out a sigh. It's like, well, at least it's not on the opening night usually. I hear it's usually pretty tame for a day or two before the tragedies start befalling everything.
Yeah, we should probably leave.
Of course, I did hear that there was some sort of excitement going on. That maybe the head of the carnival might be mad about something.
Yeah, something happened. It's like, do I know that the head of the carnival is a Dark Lord? I know out of character.
I don't think Charlie would know that. And the head of
I
the
was gonna
carnival,
say I wouldn't
technically,
think
the
that.
head of the carnival isn't a dark. Well, yeah,
No,
I
no,
guess.
she isn't. But
Well, yeah, she's in the same basic boat as Strahd, where like like I love the stories about the all about them. It's like it's really the person torturing them is not the same person that's usually the one torturing everyone else.
Uh,
They're not really the ones in charge. They just think they are.
uh,
But there's always so it's a great story. So it looks like the ship is going to leave out now that they have been paid. That you guys have had a little fun, and it's a good time to get out of here before somebody decides to come check the ship for the guy who killed the monkey. So you get back onto the mist seas without any trouble, and the rest of the night is your own.
yep, I'm back to sporadically eating and tinkering with the battery because she's obsessed. And I got 5 pounds of scrap and a battery and Walter at my mercy.
poor Walter.
The captain knocks on your on your workshop cabin or whatever it is after a while, Charlie?
Well, she would answer.
We've had this analyzed, and we know where it goes now. He holds up the bone with the bits of mineral embedded into it. The talisman that you picked up.
Oh, cool. Is it a new place?
It is a place that we might be able to get to otherwise. That I could have taken a contract to bring us there. And such, but we could use it to go there anyway. Could be interesting. It's to the domain of Lambordia.
Do I know anything about this domain?
Give me a history check.
Ugh, sorry, I'm yawning so much right
It's
now.
okay. You're sounding tired. So we're getting towards the end. I just want to see where everyone else is doing for the night. Yeah. This is the place that seemed to want some extra bodies for experiments. You know that genre-wise, horror-wise, body horror and gothic horror. Basically, from what I've described and what I would play around with it as, this is the place to go if you want to deal with things like Frankenstein's monster, and possibly things like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that sort of stuff.
Ooh. Fun.
Interesting.
Kevin's going to offer up his talisman as well for analyzing.
Yeah, basically they have the sort of stuff that basically mixes your stuff, Charlie, with also biological stuff, such as there's supposedly, from what you've heard about this area, Charlie, that there's actually a guy running around that is mostly a brain in a jar that sort of has a torso connected to said jar with a hand that he can manipulate. But
It's not where the pickle guy is from,
no,
is it?
no, it's not. But it is. There is a place called London Door University. It's got another school in it.
Huh. So do we still have the ability to take that contract with the bodies?
Well, I can go back and see if we can go back to the port and see if it's still available. But somebody else might have snatched it by now.
I mean, we do need another job, right? So we gotta go back there anyway.
Could
Did the
be a
captain ever talk to
job.
those
We could
three guys?
we could just rob somebody like a good pirate. He grins.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while, have we? Like just
Nope.
looted. Hey guys, it's pillaging time.
Have we started like casting off? Are we heading away
Yeah,
from the carnival?
we've already left the view of the carnival and have gone back into the mists.
Then Kyvir has like taken off his disguise. It is so much better. He like stretches his wings out.
So what did you get from that deal, Kyber?
He holds up the dagger. I got a very fine knife.
Does it do anything? Besides stab?
Yeah.
From what I can tell, it stabs a little better than a normal dagger would. Would you like to test it out? And he gives kind of a wicked smile before chuckling.
I just hope it was worth it because you sent that clown into a depression.
It'll be fine.
I don't know, he looked pretty rough.
Sometimes to make an omelet, you have to crack a few eggs. Or, in this case, a monkey.
I guess.
So, boss, did those three guys from the tavern that I met, did they ever contact you? The thing about delivering ice wine?
I don't think so.
They seemed promising. Oh well. We could always find somebody on the high seas and rob them.
That is what we were just talking about.
I quite
Didn't
enjoy
you
that
hear me
idea.
yell? It's pillaging time.
I do like pillaging. It didn't used to be quite so violent, but I think I'm getting a taste for it. As long as we have a good reason for it, shouldn't affect my consciousness too bad.
The good reason is we need money and they have it.
That is a very good reason. Profit is always a good reason. So, Captain, how do we go about finding somebody to rob? Do we just stumble across them, or is there a way to locate other ships while in the mist?
We're going to see about stumbling across them and heading to a new domain.
Fair enough.
Devotion or Layla, do you have anything you wish to add?
Nope.
Nope, she has a conflicted look on her face, but this is her life now.
Poor Layla.
Yeah. With a bunch of murder hobos.
I mean,
Well-
Charlie's not really a murder hobo.
Well, to be
She's
fair,
not really into murdering. She likes to steal, but she's not a murderer.
well,
It was a
One-
crime of opportunity.
one murder hobo and two thieves.
It
He just wants
wasn't meant to go
stuff.
down like that. It was supposed to be a criminal. It just happened. There was a
Yeah.
monkey.
At some point, if your paths cross again, you're gonna be in big trouble.
I will don disguise. It will be fine.
Anyway, that's it for today's session.